In Spider-Man No Way Home, when Doctor Strange performed a world-altering spell at Peter Parker's request, he threw the multiverse wide open, leading to many unintended consequences. Since the movie's release, most blame Doctor Strange for the ensuing chaos. Benedict Cumberbatch, however, has defended his character, insisting that Peter and his insistent chatter should be held accountable instead. Stay tuned as we unpack the hot topic and delve deeper into what's to come for Doctor Strange. First up, revisiting the concept of the multiverse. The multiverse has become the hottest topic in the MCU ever since it was first explored in Season 1 of Loki, when Tom Hiddleston's character interacted with a Time Variance Authority, a group dedicated to maintaining the branching timelines of the universe, aka the multiverse. Not only has it been visited, but it's also been broken a couple times in the MCU. It first happened in Loki, when He Who Remains was killed, then in What If, when we were shown a realm of alternate takes on the characters we know and love, and then most famously in No Way Home, when Doctor Strange brought alternate versions of some classic characters into the timeline. The multiverse also became essential to the next Doctor Strange film, which is literally titled Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. The film is set to explore the multiverse's consequences of No Way Home, including an evil variant of Doctor Strange himself. This is all happening because of the events that transpired in No Way Home, when Peter Parker asked Doctor Strange to cast a spell to make people forget that he is Spider-Man. Mid-spell, Peter keeps, annoyingly, interrupting Strange to make addendums to his request, asking for his friends and family to still be in on his secret. His constant distractions cause a rift in the multiverse, which pulls in characters from the other Spider-Man universes, including Doc Ock, Green Goblin, the Lizard, Sandman, and Electro. Much to our surprise and excitement, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield's versions of Peter Parker are also pulled into the universe. Next, Doctor Strange becomes the target of criticism. When the Sorcerer Supreme uses a dangerous spell to fix the relatively trivial affairs of Peter Parker in his struggle to balance his life as Spider-Man, he damaged all of reality and created seemingly irreparable chaos. As early as the release of the trailer for No Way Home, fans were quick to point fingers at Doctor Strange for his carelessness in deciding to go through with a spell like that. After the movie came out, they criticized Strange for much more. Not only did Strange get backlash from being careless and arrogant, but also for being psychologically manipulative toward Peter. There was a tidal wave of criticism over Strange's irresponsibility to resort to such a nuclear option to deal with a personal problem, and to then thrust the entirety of the blame onto Peter, rather than accepting any for himself. Most fans believe that someone like Strange, a world-renowned neurosurgeon and former Sorcerer Supreme with a photographic memory and excellent critical thinking skills, should have known better than a high schooler. He treated the entire thing like it was completely Peter's fault, blaming him for screwing up a spell he, Strange, shouldn't have been performing in the first place. Later, when he finds out that Peter approached him for help before even contacting the university's admission office, Strange is incredulous at Peter's lack of responsibility and consideration. But again, he fails to reflect on his own lack of caution and responsibility while responding to Peter's request. Up next, Cumberbatch breaks silence to defend Strange. In an interview with Total Film magazine, Benedict Cumberbatch finally broke his silence on the criticism and backlash his character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe has been receiving since the last Spider-Man film. He said, "I know we all love Peter Parker, but can we just rewind to the point that the spell is interrupted something like 6 times? Cumberbatch doesn't seem to think that Strange's character and his actions should be written off as arrogance. He believes that rather than arrogance, the results of which are going to become clearer in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Strange is obviously no stranger to risk. We saw him take an enormous risk in Avengers Infinity War, when he gave the Time Stone to Thanos. Without his decision, half the universe would still be dust." Even though at the end of No Way Home, it does seem like the multiverse has been fully repaired, thanks to Peter's sacrifice and help from the 2 other Peters. The end credit scenes revealed that all might not be well. When the trailer of Multiverse of Madness dropped, Marvel confirmed that all clearly wasn't well. It makes sense for Cumberbatch to be in his own character's corner when it comes to assigning blame, but it does take 2 to tango. The events of No Way Home and the upcoming Doctor Strange film wouldn't have happened if either one of the characters had made smarter decisions. Next, Cumberbatch teases where the next Doctor Strange movie picks up. The actor revealed that the scope of the Doctor Strange sequel is gonna be huge, like one of Marvel's most ambitious productions yet. If you were in awe of what you were given in No Way Home, you're gonna be more than blown away with this one. The new film in the MCU is set to be released in May of this year. After saving half the universe from Thanos, Doctor Strange did make a couple of mistakes in Spider-Man No Way Home when he messed up the thin fabric of the multiverse. While all 3 Peters may have helped put back together what they could, some major issues were left unresolved. Multiverse of Madness will see Doctor Strange dealing with the ramifications of his spell. But regardless of who is to blame, the multiversal rift is the reason for major developments in every corner of the MCU, so nobody's really complaining. Now, why you need to pay attention to Cumberbatch's defense of Strange? Well, it makes sense for Cumberbatch to rise to the defense of his character. It is worth paying attention to for Marvel fans. Many have assumed that Strange will pay dearly for ignoring Wong's warnings about the spell he chooses to cast for Peter. They have chalked up his actions to ego. But let's remember that No Way Home did drive home the fact that Strange not only respects Peter, but truly loves the kid. His willingness could have come from a place of compassion, not arrogance. Also, Marvel fans still can't be sure about who really broke the multiverse. Before No Way Home even came out, Wanda seemingly altered reality and tapped into the multiverse via her chaos magic in WandaVision. We also saw Sylvie seemingly freeing the multiverse in Loki, so let's just keep in mind that there are a couple other actions to stay mindful of that could have played into what went wrong with Strange's spell. What else to expect from Multiverse of Madness? The second part of Doctor Strange is being directed by Sam Raimi and is expected to be more explosive than any other Marvel film yet. It will continue to star Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange in the main timeline, but the exciting part is he's also going to be playing other variants of himself in the movie. So not only do we get the OG, but we also get Zombie Strange, Strange Supreme, and Defender Strange. The movie is also going to be starring Elizabeth Olsen as the Scarlet Witch, Xochitl Gomez as America Chavez, Benedict Wong as the Sorcerer Supreme, Chiwetel Ejiofor as Mordo, Sir Patrick Stewart as Charles Xavier, Adam Hugel as Rintrag, and potentially many other returning characters from the MCU. Maybe it's only a matter of time before we see more superhero teams introduced into the MCU. The Avengers need all the help they can get, so groups like the Illuminati, the Young Avengers, the Defenders, the X-Men, the Fantastic Four, the Midnight Suns, and the Thunderbolts, they'd all be welcome. Maybe the multiverse breaking isn't so bad after all, not for us anyway. Now for possibly the biggest secret in MCU history. When the trailer for Multiverse of Madness shows Strange being arrested, we hear the following words: "We should tell him the truth." What if the story that we've been watching unravel for all the Marvel movies yet isn't actually the main story? What if it's happening in one of the dimensions of the multiverse? While this may seem like a far-out theory, if there's one thing that we've come to expect from Marvel, it's that nothing is too far out. For now, Marvel is just being Marvel. They've been keeping the whole situation strictly under wraps, but we know the studio is also prone to creating and releasing trailers that edit out and hide elements that are meant to be big reveals. So it's definitely possible that the latest trailer for Multiverse of Madness is following the same trend. With just over a month left until the big release of Doctor Strange 2, the runtime for the movie has come in at 2 hours and 6 minutes, much shorter than what is previously rumored to be. But just because it doesn't have a runtime matching some of its siblings in the MCU doesn't mean that it's going to be any less of an amazing movie. Let's all just hold tight till the 6th of May. Well, that's all we have for you guys today. See you next time. Bye!